Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spilling Tequila. I'm your host, Ariana Cantor, and we got some tea to spill today. Honestly, how many times do I say honestly? Aside from that, how many things can I say after I introduce myself? How many times can I fuck around with spill some tea? We got some shit to spill. Come on. It's the clock is ticking. I got to keep it fun. I got to keep it juicy. And I can't say the same thing every time, but I mean, all in all, we are going to spill some tea. And what do you guys want me to say? Let's get into it. I think I've said that. You're asking a lot. No one asked for anything. No one even asked me to start a podcast. I literally asked the universe to give me the strength and knowledge too. So I'm asking for a lot. That's besides the point. I'm happy to always share my mental conversations with the world. Yeah, you guys can diagnose me one day. That'll be helpful. What is new in my life? Spring sprung early, and I'm motherfucking here for it. The walks that I'm back to taking on a daily basis, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel because it was getting dark during winter. Really fucking dark. I'm happy that the weather is warm. It's still a little bit all over the place, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's more warm than not. So I'm happy about it. Also, I had a pretty crazy dream last night. I have pretty crazy dreams in general. I have no idea what they fucking mean. I always say I'm going to look into it, and then I don't do it, but I should, because I remember my dreams every single day when I wake up in the morning, and then I try to write them down or try to make sense of them because I'm like, what the fuck were you just dreaming about? Last night's dream was fucking crazy. I broke into my ex-boyfriend's apartment. Somehow I still had a key. Broke into his apartment with my new boyfriend. I don't have a new boyfriend. And it was my new boyfriend's idea. And I had anxiety the entire time. And then my ex-boyfriend's neighbor came home and was like, I'm calling him and I'm telling him. And my new boyfriend stole my ex-boyfriend's clothes, something else. And I just had so much anxiety and I had to get out of there. And I did. And I left my new boyfriend in that apartment with and then I woke up. So I don't know if my ex-boyfriend came and saw him, if there was any more tea than that. But I mean, that was juicy enough for me. I was like, oh, time to fucking wake up. Do you guys ever have that happen in your dreams where your anxiety gets to the point where it's over bubbling and you just force yourself to wake up because you just can't handle the dream anymore? That was me. That's how I woke up this morning. And I sleep with all these noises that are supposed to produce serotonin and block all these things and make you rich and whatever the fuck these noises are supposed to do. I don't know how the noise produced that. I gotta take this up with whoever created the fucking sound on YouTube. Also, I really have been trying to get back into watching movies because I feel like that was something that I cherished when I was younger. On the weekends, it would be what movie theater am I going to see a new movie? Or if a movie just came out on DVD and I haven't saw it, or even I did see it, it was so exciting to make some popcorn, sit in the dark on a Friday night and watch a movie. And the movies were actually good. I see that now they're coming out with better movies. I don't know what changed. There's enough creativity in this world for the movies not to be bad, but they're allowing the goodness to come in. And I watched Anora. Oh my God. For anyone who hasn't watched it or heard of it, it is a Russian twist, a Russian modern twist on Pretty Woman, which Pretty Woman is fucking iconic. It is in my top 3 favorite movies. I've watched it more times than I can count, but this was just a modern day version of it. And it was tea. The acting was so fucking good. Mikey Madison deserves everything in the fucking world. She is such a good actress, but it was a great storyline. Kept me on my toes. Great movie. I highly suggest it. She also hosted Saturday Night Live last Saturday, and I mean, she deserves it. She deserves it, but that is a dream. I couldn't imagine being like that iconic and getting to host Saturday Night Live. That is like the top of bucket list, if you can even have that on your bucket list shit. So iconic. And she's really funny. So it's enjoyable. She doesn't have social media, which honestly, I see a lot of really big actresses. They don't have social media. And I'm like, what a fucking life. Like, you just kill it so much in the TV movie scene where your name is well known. You have the fame, you have the money, you have the power, you've made it to that level. And you don't have to deal with the bullshit on social media. Like, what a fucking life. That's just so, again, iconic. Also, this past weekend was Ultra. And I have been to Miami Music Week like a handful of times. Definitely 5 times, maybe more. I've never actually went to Ultra. I always did the Miami Music Week parties like around Ultra. Pool parties during the day, nightclubs at night, deep house parties, pop-up parties, you name it. During like COVID times when the world was on lockdown but Florida was open, I was going to this sick ass party in Florida right next to the airport where the music was loud enough that like you could barely hear the planes taking off in the back, but like you could see them fly right behind the music. Like, I've done a lot of the Miami music scene and I fucking love it. But the last few years that I went for like our Basel, however the fuck you say it, Basel, Miami Music Week, it was fun, but it was just not worth it. Like, trying to get into places, even if you know the right people, even if the people that you're with like have tables, whatever it is, so hectic. And the traffic is the one thing it doesn't matter how fucking VIP, whatever you are, like you have to sit in that horrific traffic. It's horrible. But I do love the music, and I did have a little bit of FOMO. I would say I haven't went in 2 years, and this year was the year that I definitely had FOMO from not being there. Something's in the air in 2025 where I feel like the movies are better, the music's better. So I'm like, the experience like had to be so fucking lit, and I'm just at home. I like told myself to get through it that it's okay because I'll fucking be there next year. It's not like I'll never go again. The FOMO is just for this one time. Yeah, that has been my life in a nutshell. I hope it excites you as much as I guess it excites me. But today I wanted to talk about a topic that pertains to me because everything I talk about is like something that I've learned along my way, still I'm learning. And we're going to dive into dating today and talk about casual dating, casual hookups. What does that mean to me, to us, from a female standpoint? What made me want to talk about this topic today? It's been on my mind. I have a lot to say on it, and I think I've always felt a certain way and didn't always act with the way I felt along it. So if I can share my realization and it can relate or help with anyone, I'm going to do it. That's why I have a fucking podcast. I feel like I say that once an episode. No one's questioning why I have one. It's only me in the room, but that's why I have a fucking podcast. And this topic, I went deep into research for. I was in Facebook groups, all girl Facebook groups, asking secret questions anonymously, getting people's answers on it. I did an Instagram poll. So yeah, it's my point of view, but I have a little research. I have a little user feedback on it. My views on casual dating, casual hookups have definitely evolved over time. I would say that when I was in like my late teens, early 20s, I just wanted to get the guy. And it was kind of so sick. I wanted to get the guy so bad that I didn't even know if I wanted the guy until after I got the guy. And then like sometimes I would get the guy and be like, oh, this isn't what I want. And it's like, what step am I fucking up there? I probably should have recognized if I wanted the person first before getting them, but it was just all about the chase. And it was like to build up my own ego to say I could. And I definitely am not that way anymore. I've learned the hard way on that one. But I think I lied to myself also about being okay with casual hookups because I thought that I had to. No one was holding a gun to my head. I don't know why I thought I had to, but I thought I did. I think some common misconceptions about it is that you have to be okay with casual hookups, that you have to play it cool in the beginning and be okay with casual hookups. And I think there's such a big difference between guy versus girl. Like, a lot of guys are okay with casual hookups. A lot of girls aren't. And I'm not saying that just from my perspective. Like, I did some polls, I asked questions, and I had like over 50 girls in one Facebook group. One question, I asked a few. Only one of them said that they are okay with casual hookups, and they backed up why. And it still wasn't like 100% okay with it. It was like they had to like mentally rewire some piece to not give a fuck. But like every other girl like said they've lied and said they were okay with it, but they really aren't. Have I ever convinced myself that a casual hookup was more than what it was? I've definitely convinced myself that a casual hookup was more than what it was. Many times I've actually had casual hookups that I've convinced so much that they turned into full-blown relationships. So we should have left it at one casual hookup, but we had to do it. I mean, I've literally had guys tell me that they only wanted something casual. And I'm like, cool, same. Meanwhile, in my mind, I'm like, this man is my future husband, the father of my children. I'm going to tie this man down. And I'm sitting there literally like a psychopath, like, yeah, just casually hooking up. I'm going to play it cool. We'll text once a week and like 18 hours apart from each other's text. Like, it's all casual. It's all good. Just text me late at night to meet up. Appalled at my behavior. I think I'm now able to spot when someone's in it just for a hookup and nothing more than that. I think text messages that are so far apart and have nothing to do with fucking anything are one of the biggest telling signs that it's just a casual hookup. You're being led on. And I think we try lying to ourselves about that a lot. At least I have. And it's like, no, someone who is interested and more respects you and wouldn't do that to your mental state. Let's be all the way for real. Some red flags I have ignored in the past. A guy telling me he didn't want something serious and me, still going after it, thinking that I could get something serious out of it. And sometimes I did. That's so sick in the head. The text messages, the no planning dates, the last minute, I think there's been so many times where I've sacrificed my mental health to try to get something I wanted when like I was driving myself crazy with the behavior I was receiving and condoning it. Meanwhile, this person has no problem giving you breadcrumbs and you're sitting out here trying to just like get whatever breadcrumb you can and not stating what you want and what you can handle and what makes you feel good. Clearly that's all they were capable of. You gotta find your energy match and what you deserve. And I think something really to remember is ask yourself, is this really what you want? Over and over and over again. And even when you think you've asked yourself that enough times, ask yourself a fucking again in the beginning, because I've gotten out of so many casual hookups and I've realized I don't even fucking want that person. Honestly, all of my casual hookups, like thinking back, I don't think there's anyone that I would go to at all. I think I realized around like my mid-20s that I didn't really enjoy sex unless there was emotional connections involved. And like I've had casual hookups before and they've done nothing for me. Like I said, I've gaslit myself to think that I was okay with it, and I so was not. And that's on me for still doing it, for not recognizing it sooner. I'm just happy I recognized it and I'm able to admit it. I've never been okay with casual hookups. I need that emotional connection. And I'm not saying that I need to meet someone and be like, okay, this is my timeline. Here is my plan for us. You need to put a ring on it by then. You need to ask me to be your girlfriend by this. No, because I don't just want anyone's emotional connection. Like, that's something that you either have it or you don't. And it's for sure not with just anyone. But it's like so valid. Like, why the fuck would I want to? Sex doesn't feel that good if there's no emotional connection. It doesn't feel good to just be like a blow up doll used. I have definitely tried to force connections that weren't there, and that was all ego driven. And I think it also was because I wasn't okay with the casual hookup. So for it to not be a casual hookup, I tried forcing a connection and there was just nothing. But you live and you learn. I think you just know when you have an intimate connection with someone. It's undescribable. You feel safe with them. I know for a fact that sex is only good if you feel safe with that person. I mean, back in my toxic days with my toxic ex-boyfriends, I mean, that sex was kind of like, that toxic sex was great. But now that I've matured and I've evolved and I'm more mentally stable, it's not good. You need safe sex in every way, shape, or form. And honestly, I am not giving a blowjob without an emotional connection. Absolutely not. What the fuck? I feel like in this culture, this day and age, 2025, it's like, to be a cool girl, you got to give a blowjob, and it has to be the best blowjob, and you have to be down to fuck. No. Listen, I when I have emotional connection, let's go all the way. But if that's not there, I've learned that really this is all for me now. I'm not living to please anyone else before myself. And I'm not doing that just to keep a guy around. I mean, look where it's got me. I've literally not had sex in 8 months, but I'm also really not leaving my house and no one's knocking on the door. So, and I'm working on myself. And I'd rather this than fucking just having something to have it. I feel like guys would react to like probably everything I just said, but definitely about like the emotional connection, blowjob, sex, and not be fond of it. But I don't care about majority. Like, I don't want every guy, and I don't want to be for every single guy. So I don't care. And I really am over the days of girls compromising how they feel and what they want for male approval. I think that's a great way to get controlled and lose sight of yourself. But I know there's really good guys out there that respect women for standing on motherfucking business. Like, they're like, okay, let's fucking go. It's not always one way. And there are going to be some people that I don't sexually like, there's just going to be some people I don't get along with and that I'm not their cup of tea, and I am more than okay with that. They're not mine either. I have had guys take it so personally with me wanting to take things slow. Not every guy I've dated. Like, I've had guys that definitely have respected me and have taken things slow, and they've showed me that those good men do exist. But I have had guys take it so personally. I have had guys tell me so many times that I was playing games with them because I would not have sex with them. And I'm like, oh, we are on date number 2. We're on date number 1. Let's start there. We're on date number fucking 1. Some guys, like, I didn't even go on a date with. I had this one guy that kept asking me out on a date, and I did not want to go on a date with him. I did not see us being compatible, and that's okay. So I kept running into him while I was out. We lived in the same city, and he would come up to me and talk to me. And at this point, I thought we had just become friends. But like, not friends that were like talking all the time or hanging out. Like, we run into each other, we see each other. He got drunk one night, and we were both out, and he lost his shit on me, telling me I was playing games with him because I wouldn't go on a date with him. I'm like, sweetie, in what world Does a girl not wanting to go on a date with you play games with you? If I wanted to play games, I would go on the date, I would get the free meal, I would get the drinks, and then I'd bounce. I don't play the fucking games. I think guys just take it so fucking personally to a different level if a girl doesn't want to sleep with them. And I'm not a man. I don't fucking know what goes through their head. I don't know why. I do know that, like, obviously when I was younger, because of my ego, I told myself I was okay with casual hookups and I wanted to get the guy before even knowing if I wanted the guy. So maybe I can relate in that sense. It's like an immature thing. That would make a lot of fucking sense, but I don't know that for sure because it seems like guys and girls have much different views on sex. How would I handle a situation if a guy tried pressuring me into it? I would say no. It's going to be uncomfortable, but like I would just stand on my boundaries because once again, at the end of the day, like you have to live with yourself and what you're comfortable with. I wouldn't do things just to please someone that I don't see any emotional connection with. People who have high standards in their workplace, in their friendships, in the people that they even allow themselves to have conversations with, the things that they do, why wouldn't you have high standards when it comes to dating and sex? Like, it's like everything else can be a high standard, but then when it comes to like a casual hookup, it's like, oh, that's fine. It's casual. I don't get that. I don't get why something that is literally so not casual can be classified as casual. Make that make fucking sense. It does not. And I'm just so happy that I've gotten to a point where I'm able to express that and I don't feel the need to like go with the crowd and say that it is, because it's not. Like you're fucking entering someone else's body. You're all up in them. It is not. It affects you. It affects you in more ways than you know. And for me, like being picky means something I want to do. That's literally all it comes down to. Something I want to do, something I feel that I have emotional connection with. If I don't have an emotional connection, it's just not it. It's like I'm sitting here doing this and why the fuck am I doing this? Casual hookups have made me feel like shit about myself. They have made me feel less than. They've made me feel like a prop. They've made me feel like nothing, that I wasn't worthy of anything more than them. And who wants to feel that way? I don't think anyone. It's so not like a numbers game for girls, like how we hear it is for guys. It's not. Actually, it's the complete opposite. For guys, it's like, how many girls have you gotten? Let's go. High five up top. Girls, it's like, if you have too many bodies, you're a slut, you're a whore, you're not wanted. I disagree with both stereotypes, but I do have to say, the more casual hookups I have, I don't feel great about myself from it. I don't know how a guy would. I think that's a myth. I think that's like boy locker room talk that they just need to grow out of. I really don't get it. They sit there and they're like, yeah, I fucked her. Okay. What? That's such a wild accomplishment. I do not look at any guy that I've slept with as like an accomplishment. I look at it as something that like two people did together. And was it good or was it bad? I think in my early 20s, I definitely had a lot of hookups that I regret it. And it took that for me to recognize what I want and don't want. I would give someone the advice that was thinking about engaging in casual hookups. Well, one, I would start with asking them a question. Is this what you want to do? Do you want to do it for you, or do you want to do it to have attention around? Do you want to do it to fill a void? Like, what is your reasoning for it? Like, can you decompartmentalize and be like, hey, we're about to hook up and he might not hit me up, or he might really just give me breadcrumbs afterwards and I'll be okay with it. If you can do that, fuck around and find out. I don't have that gene. I don't have that in my mind. Like, I either hook up with someone and I recognize that it's not for me and I don't want to lead them on, so then I say no, or I'm entertained by it, so I keep entertaining it. And I like to have an emotional connection there and feel respected. So I would just say make sure that you are okay with it. Make sure that what you're doing is going to make you feel good about yourself during, after, all of it. As a whole, I think people should do whatever they want, but make sure it's actually what you want and not, like I've continued to say, what someone else wants. I think guys and girls have just such different views on sex, casual sex, dating in general. I would love to bring an honest man on my podcast. I would love to interview a man that has been the guy who has like done the casual hookups and then grew and evolved and really get to the understanding of like why guys and girls think differently on it, because I think that's really what it comes down to, is just finding the understanding of where's the disconnect and how can we understand each other better and communicate better. There are going to be some people that are just going to like try to get away with what they want, and those people can fuck off. But I think there are some situations that genuinely just have a disconnect, and I would like to get to the bottom of it. Crack that motherfucking code. So that would be nice if any men listen to this and I have any volunteers, or maybe I can ask around. I don't fucking know. But it's really just for research purposes. And no, you can't come on the podcast. It's going to be an interview off the podcast. I've had so many guys ask if they can come on the podcast. And I'm like, what? You literally work in finance or you work in real estate. Like, you do things that have nothing to do with my brand. Why would you come on and you're a guy, why would you come on the podcast? So weird. And then I've had so many guys say like, oh, don't talk about me on the podcast. And I'm like, we're literally friends. Why would I talk about you on the podcast? I just think like guys hear podcasts and they like get so excited. They're like, I want to be on it. I want to be a part of it. And they're like, and I'm like, yeah, casual hookups, for me, they are a no-go. And it took me a while to process that and get to that realization. And I also go without instead of just continuing to have them. And I think it's all for the greater purpose, and it's all going to make sense one day. I've had every kind of casual hookup. I've had the ones that turned into really, like full-blown dating, boyfriend, girlfriend. I've had the ones that have turned into nothing. I've had the ones that have broken my heart. So I've got some good research. Okay, let's get into a few questions. Hookup culture is killing me. Hookup culture is killing me. I've recently rejoined the modern dating. I downloaded dating apps. I just wish I could find a man, get married, get all this dating stuff over with, and never have to touch a dating app ever again. If anyone knows what might be the cause of attracting only casual hookups, please let me know, or give me tips on how to find people that are actually looking for something more serious. I think that is very fitting for today's episode. Also, you need to be more serious about it. I think we can't just snap our fingers and get what we want, but you get to like become what you want. Like, the more you love yourself, the more you stand on business for what you want in a relationship, the more you attract that around you. And it's not going to be every person, but that's okay. That's so okay. I know you want all those things, and all those things will happen if you, and you want to do it right. Like, you don't, like, let's say you just want to get in a relationship. You find someone else that just wants to get into a relationship. 3 years, 5 years down the road, kids are involved, marriage, and you guys realize you don't like each other. So I think take your time and avoid that and just be serious about what you want. It's definitely going to weed out everything that's not that. And that can be scary initially, but I promise you it gets easier. You just have to initially do it. And then you start to see like the reactions are actually better than you thought. Okay, next question. Do you intimidate people? Sagittarius woman here. I get told a lot that I intimidate people. Do you hear that often too? I either attract people to me like a moth to a flame, or I get people who are instantly intimidated, threatened by me. I have family, coworkers, acquaintances, romantic interest, all who have told me this, that you're intimidating. I I've had that happen once or twice, but I think sometimes people are intimidated by your strong suits. Like, I think that Sagittarius women are typically very strong, charismatic females that like care a lot about themselves, but doesn't mean they don't care about others. One of my best friends is a Sagittarius and she's incredible. So I think that there's nothing wrong with that. I think that if you're intimidating people and it's not in a way of like bullying them, it's just by being yourself, it's because you are yourself. And that can be intimidating for someone who is trying to feel more comfortable within their own skin and like feel more comfortable within themselves. I honestly think it's a compliment. And I think the right people, as long as they're not jealous of it, are going to respect that. I love it. Be intimidating. Okay, well, that's a wrap for questions. That's a wrap on the topic. As always, we can dive deeper into it if people have more questions. I would love that, actually. I think it's a topic that could go on forever. If we want to bring in some of my experiences, I can talk about that. Whatever fucking helps. You guys let me know, and then I'll let you know. You call my people, then I'll my people call your people. All right, we will do the damn thing. Same time, same place next week. Please subscribe. Send me all the love. It means more than you know.